Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a story time, and today we're going to talk about a lot of first times in my life. First time being with a dog, first time skydiving, first time having boba tea, first time doing a lot of things together. So if you are ready to do makeup with me and listen to my first time stories, then please keep on watching. So let's begin. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna do a get ready with me, like a story time of all my first times. There were a lot of first times during like this month and our previous month. My brother visited from Canada and it was so much fun. So let's begin. I might not show everything on camera when I'm like putting it, but I'll list everything in the description box below for you guys to check it out. So for the primer, I'm using my NYX Plump Right Back Primer. It's pretty new to me, but I'm enjoying it ever since I started using it. So, and I need a lot of hydration. I got a suntan. Talking about the suntan, we went to Six Flags over Georgia this previous Saturday, Sunday, the weekend, when kids' summer vacation started and my brother was leaving on Tuesday. So we thought, okay, let's just enjoy the last weekend with him. And he loves roller coasters and the water rides and everything. And the water rides just began in Georgia as soon as like the summer vacation started, and hence I got a tan. I get tan like so quickly and so easily, like, and I'm not talking about like one shade darker. I got like clearly 3 to 4 shades darker, I would say. That's how easily I get tan, and it's so difficult for it to go away. So I'm going to use the darkest shade that I have in my collection, and I'm going to mix 2 shades of foundation. I'm going to use Hailey's Reset Liquid Matte Foundation, and this is in the shade 6.50 Warm. And I'm also going to use my L'Oreal True Match Nude Foundation in the shade 5 to 6, which is medium to tan, just because this neutralizes the yellowness that is there in this foundation. So let's begin. We might not even mix it. Let's see. But this has like a strong golden undertone. So yeah, we'll see. So basically, yeah, my brother came for like, I would say 2 weeks, and I'm like seeing him after like straight 3 years. So I was super excited. Like after pandemic, it's not been like a lot of people have like come and visited us, especially family. Like my side of family, we've straight away, actually even Vipin's side of family, we've not seen each other for like good three years for sure. So when he was coming, I was like over the moon excited. I could not wait for him to come and like play with the kids. I could not wait for me to like take a break from like work and from the house stuff. So I was like so excited. He came like midnight and I've not driven like a car by myself at midnight. I always go like in the daytime, and I have like bad eyesight, okay? I always wear glasses. Yeah, and I'm very bad with routes. Like even if I'm going to like a half an hour distance place, I need my maps. So that's how I am. If you guys like, yeah, know me a little more and know all the bad side of me. So yeah, so that's how I was. And I really wanted to go and pick him up, just because one, it's midnight, kids would be sleeping, otherwise we would have all gone together. But he came around like 12:30 was his landing time. So I was like, okay, let me go. And my husband was like getting tense. He's like, why are you going in the night by yourself? I was like, because it's my brother, let me go. And he was like, okay, just be safe. So anyways, long story short, he came pretty easily, pretty quickly, I would say. He had like a stopover in Seattle, and the stopover was for like 1 hour, and the flight from Vancouver, Canada started like half an hour late. So that was a little stressful. We thought that we would have to book another flight for him from Seattle, just because he would not be able to make the immigration and catch the next flight to Atlanta. But yes, anyways, I don't know. The flight was for 1 hour 40 minutes from Vancouver to Seattle. I don't know what did they do. They made him land in like 30 minutes to Seattle. That was a miracle, but I loved it. I mean, I didn't have to order another flight, and he was like safe and healthy. So that was all okay. Okay. So yeah, once he landed, we had like plans for our friends from India who right now are in North Carolina to also visit us, and they have a dog. And we as in like me and kids, Vipin has been around like dogs. He had a pet dog, so he is pretty familiar with dogs. I have never, I mean, I've been around dogs, but I've never like stayed with one. So I was not like terrified, just because I was like thinking about like kids, how they're gonna react, because I don't think like my younger one has ever been like so close to dogs. So I was like first pretty afraid of like how it's gonna react with like friends staying over with a dog. And the dog is like it's a puppy, okay? He's like only 5 months old. Oh my god, he's a sweetheart. Okay, eventually, because my brother came again, how many times am I going to say my brother came? I don't know, but since he came, we thought, okay, let's first go for like a bike ride, because he came on like a Tuesday, I said, right? So Friday after my office timing, by the way, I have to go to office like 3 days a week. It's like partial remote. So I asked for permission from the office that I'm gonna stay and work from home at least till my brother leaves. So that at least can be here as soon as my work ends, I can like be with him. So yeah, they allowed that, so I'm super grateful for that. So we thought of going to bicycling together, and recently my husband also got a bicycle. Generally I and kids used to bicycle on the trail, and he used to run, just because we thought that my younger one is not too ready to bicycle like long distance, so my husband can like run and be with him if there's any kind of an emergency. Anyways, we thought we are ready for it, and my husband got a bicycle and right time when my brother visited, so we thought, okay, so let's do it all together. We can hire a bicycle from a nearby place and we can all ride it together as a family, right? So yeah, so this was Friday. We all went after my work, and we were bicycling. We went a little far, but we also had my son's match. No, this was not Friday, this was Saturday. So they were supposed to come, my friends from North Carolina were supposed to come on a Friday, but there was some problem with their dog's like digestion, or like his tummy upset or something like that. So they didn't want to like cause us trouble. I mean, he's not a trouble at all. He was such a sweetheart. Okay, so you can clearly see how obsessed I was with Joey. And the dog's name is Joey, okay? So yeah, we went on a Saturday. Saturday morning, my older son had a final soccer match. So we all went, like me, my husband, my brother, my younger one, and my son, the older son was playing. He's 7. They played, they won, and we were like super happy and cheering for him. Eventually, he was super tired just because we had like so much plans, and it got cancelled from Friday, because they were supposed to come on a Friday. Last minute cancellations happened. So now we were expecting them on Saturday evening. So we thought, okay, by the time they come, we'll keep a buffer of like 1 hour, and then we'll go bicycling and we'll come back. So we started around 4 o'clock, I think. Now, be sure my younger one has not like bicycled for a long time. Super bad idea for doing it for the first time with him for such a long ride. We went around like, I don't know. We generally, me and my older one, have done like 12 miles, 13 miles together. But obviously with the younger one, we didn't want to go that far. And we thought, okay, let's just do maybe 5-6 miles. That would be okay. By the time we reached like 3 miles, mind you, we borrowed a bicycle, and we had that also in mind. Like the hiring was only for like 24 hours. So we did not want to like return the bicycle without even bicycling. All bad ideas, I know. So yeah, eventually halfway there, my son's like, my toe is paining, I want to go back home, I'm done. And then my older one's like, I am so tired, I want to go back home. I was like, oh my god, this is bad idea. And then we bicycled for I think around 5 miles, 5.5 miles, and then we were on the way back home. And my younger one like refuses to bicycle. Now, when you have a bicycle and everyone in your family has bicycle, and the younger one refuses, like straight in the middle of the trail, he's like, I'm done, I'm not doing it anymore. And I'm like, no, you cannot. Like, I cannot do anything with your bicycle. Even if I make you sit anywhere on my bicycle, what are we gonna do with your bicycle? And yeah, anyways, we made him bicycle. We took a little short like breaks and all. And by this time, we also have like my husband's mind is all on like, okay, friends are gonna come back. They are on the way. They'll reach there and we won't be there. And eventually that's what happened. They came, they reached home. And by the time we were only loading the bicycles in our car. And my husband gets like super awkward when like people have to wait for us. And and he was like, oh my God, they're coming to our home for the first time and we're making them wait. That's so bad. And they're my friends, okay? My friends and my brother's friends. So we were like, no, they're fine. I called them. They were like, yeah, no worries, because Joey was in the car for a long time. He just wants to take a walk. So we'll be here, no worries about it. And this trail is like 15 minutes away from our home. So anyways, they had to wait for like 15-20 minutes is what I'm saying. So basically they waited around and by the time we reached, now there is no transitioning time for like kids and the dog, nothing. I'm like, I opened the car door and I'm like, sorry, we are late. I did not expect this to happen, but yeah, it didn't work out. And they're like, no, we had like so much fun. We were just like making Joey walk, and by the time like we finished their walk, you guys came. I was like, okay, fine. So I made like chili in the slow cooker. So I had like put that on, and by the time we came back and I opened the kitchen door, everything like the chili that was in the crock pot, it started leaking and it was leaking all across the floor. I was like, what a mess. Like that was a mess. I'm like, first time when people are visiting, you don't want all these things to happen. Anyways, my younger son just saw Joey instantly, like I mean instantly, in our front lawn. They were friends. He was like, come Joey, come. Can I play with you? Can I hold you? Can I sit on you? Oh my God. And my son has like more energy than Joey at this point of time, okay? And they were like dying in the trail. And now they had like ever since so much energy that the dog was tired looking at him. And the older one is like he's not that open to a change. So he took his own time to get adjusted to the dog. But my younger one, who's 4, now he's 4, he was like over the moon excited. He wanted Joey everywhere he went. He didn't want to sleep because Joey was here. He wanted to play with him. And then he kept on asking me, is Joey leaving? Is Joey leaving? I was like, no, he's going to be here for 4 days. And he's like, yay, I'm not going to go to school, okay? And he's going to the daycare. So we could have like skipped that too. Anyways, it was like a weekend. And then Monday he went. Tuesday he went. Wednesday he did not go because Wednesday they were leaving. They had plans to go on Tuesday. We asked them to stay till Wednesday because Tuesday was my younger one's 4th birthday. So talking about 4th birthday, even that was so much fun. So he is in love with F1 just like his brother. And we had an F1 themed birthday cake. Now, you should know my kids, I don't know what's wrong with them. They never like store-bought cakes. They always want me to make a cake. I don't know what's up with that. I really don't know. And sometimes mama needs some rest. And I initially, like 2-3 days before, I was like, Ricky, do you want your cake to be, I'll make an F1 car cake, but do you want like a store-bought cake? And he was like, no, I don't want it. I want you to make my cake. They have like all kinds of stories in their mind. So he wanted an F1 car cake, theme cake. And I was like, I have no artistic ability at all to make like an F1 car like shaped cake. So I thought, okay, let me just do one thing. I'll just get some F1 model cars and I'll make a cake with like, he wanted like a chocolate and a vanilla layered cake. So I thought I'll make like a checkered cake and then I'll like make a track on top of the cake, and then I'll just put those model cars on top of the cake by putting like a parchment paper or a saran wrap or whatever. And yeah, that was the initial plan. And because my brother was here, he was like, why are you doing that? Why are you putting those cars on top? I'll just make the car with a fondant. I was like, go ahead, do whatever you want. You can make it work. I mean, I am not going to do it because I had work. When I had work, I just took off like a few hours before my work. so that by the time my son comes back from school, because he wanted to celebrate it with his friends too, and we had like a cupcake party in his school. So by the time he reached back home, he gets a surprise at home, and we decorated the house, and by the time he was here, everything is ready. And my brother made the car on top, sitting on top of the cake, and I made the cake. I'll show you a picture on the screen for you guys. Like, I made a checkered cake. I tried it for the first time. It came out so well, and I made like layers of vanilla and chocolate fudge inside the cake, and yeah, it just tasted so good. Anyways, he did such a good effort in that F1 car model to put on the cake. I am so proud of him as a sister. I mean, I could have never done that. Anyways, he did that, and then we basically decorated the cake, and my son was shocked when he saw the cake and the balloons. He was on the top of the world. So that was like his birthday story. And we still had our friends over. So yeah, I'm so glad that they were here. Oh my God, that was a breath of fresh air, I would say. And we had like so much to talk about, like our old times. It was so much fun. They basically were like missing Indian cooking, Indian food. I cooked all Indian things and they loved it. And I was like, okay, if somebody like likes something, I would be more than happy to like make it for them. Like, yeah, yeah, that just makes my day. And there was a point of time where like Joey and I was alone in the house, and they went outside somewhere, and I had to like prepare for something else. So they all went outside, and I, for the first time, I was with the dog alone. So I had to feed him, I had to take him out, and he was such a sweetheart. He cried initially for like 2 seconds, not 2 seconds, 2 minutes. And then, so I was sitting on the sofa, he came, he was just looking all around the face, where's my mommy, where's my daddy and all. And then he stopped crying. I just sat from the sofa to the carpet, and then he just laid his head right next to me, just touching me, and he was fine. And then I gave him food, and he ate food in like 2 seconds. And I love that about kids. I mean, if my kids eat food, my half of the tension is over. Like, I just need their tummy to be full. And he ate it in like 2 seconds, and I was like, good boy. Like, that's what mommy needs, you know. so that's what happened there. Let's finish off the lips also, because yeah, I can talk, right? I don't know why I've never tried boba tea like ever. And so I thought like, okay, so since my brother's here, I was like, yeah, let's try boba tea for the first time. And we went to a place, and there were so many varieties of boba tea. And if you have had boba tea, you know, they're like tapioca balls and like fruit balls, right? So my sister, one day before, or the same day morning, something, I was like calling her. She's in London, so she's doing her studies, and she called me with like a boba tea, and I was like, how is it? Like, I've never tasted. She's like, you need to taste it. And my brother's also not tasted it before, so I was like, yeah, perfect time. Let me finish off with this. And this was KKW Beauty's Nude 2 lip liner. I know, you cannot find this, and I'm so sorry. She's come out with a skincare line all of a sudden, when I was like expecting a revamp of KKW Beauty. Anyways, I'm going to use the same KKW Beauty's Nude 2 lipstick also. It's a good mixer lipstick. I really love it. Okay. I took the mango boba tea with lychee pearls in it, and I loved my drink. I took peach boba tea for my husband, but with tapioca balls in it, and he did not like the tapioca balls. It is chewy. I would have not liked that either. My younger one, I think, took cookies and cream. He loved that. Nobody was a fan of like boba tea, like the tapioca balls, but everybody was like a big fan of like the fruit balls. So I would highly suggest the fruit balls if you have not tasted that before. And I would highly suggest the passion fruit one and the lychee one, the balls. So we are talking about balls, but yeah. But yes, that's how I feel about boba tea. So the first experience was really good, but the next time when I order it, I'm not gonna order it with the boba balls, like the tapioca balls, but instead I will only buy like the fruit balls, you know. Okay, so let me quickly finish off my eyes. I'm going to use my Melt Cosmetics Amor y Mariposa on the eyes. I'm actually filming a 5 looks with this palette. You can definitely find that eye look in that video. So let me just finish it off and I'll come right back. Okay, so the eyes are all complete. If you guys are curious, I know I look a lot more like completed with my look, but for the eyes, as I said, I just used the Amore Mariposa eyeshadow palette. I basically used Perla in the inner third, and I used Nube in the outer third, and I used this Mariposa shade, which is the orange shimmer, right in the center of my eye. For the inner corner, I used the shade Tequila, and that is it. Basically, I used this all over my lower lash line and I blended it out with Abueleta shade, this shade, the pink shade all over. That's the only thing that I have for the eyes. For the liner and mascara, I basically use this Essence mascara for my mascara, and for the liner, I use the Essence Superlast eyeliner. So that's the combo that I use. For my lips, I actually did finish it off with my Pat McGrath lip gloss. I have a sample version of this, and this is in the shade Bronze Astral. I just thought that a glossy lip would go very nicely with this eye look. So that's what I have. For the setting spray, let's use this. This is Urban Decay's All Nighter setting spray with vitamin C in it. And that will just lock up all the makeup. Now let's talk about the skydiving story, because I know a lot of you guys were asking about the skydiving experience. Yes, it was super exciting. I absolutely loved that experience. Now, if you guys don't know me, I am big on adventure, okay? I really love, I know. When you see me, it might not look like that because my physique, you know. But I've always been into adventure. I loved zip lining. I am not afraid of heights as much. And my brother, when he was coming here, he wanted to do skydiving. It's like one of the bucket list item that we need to do in all of our lives. Like my brother, my sister, me. Even my husband was so excited about it. So initially the plan was that my brother and my husband would go together. And they went, but that day there was too much of wind in the air and the skydiving did not happen, and they basically did not allow them to skydive because of the wind. So they came back disappointed. I could not go that time just because I had my bronchitis that time that was going on, and my doctor said if you can avoid, just avoid that, otherwise there'll be a lot of pressure in the ears, because I did have a lot of pressure. So on the same day when they went, they booked their skydiving for another date 1 week after they went. So it was another Saturday. I don't know what happened. Friday night, my husband got a call from office that he had a lot of work to do. Their site was down and he was doing all the programming, coding and all. Long story short, 7 o'clock in the evening, I think he started his work. He worked the entire night. 4 o'clock in the morning when I opened my eyes and he was not there, I called him. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you working right now? You have to jump, right, tomorrow, and you won't be able to jump. He said, no, I'm fine, I'll jump. And I said, what about your work? He said, it'll get solved. So I said, okay, fine. I went back to sleep. Around 6:30 in the morning, I would say. The jump was at 8 o'clock in the morning. Around 6:30 in the morning, I wake up just to see like, where's my husband? What is he doing? And my brother, to wake him up. I go outside, my husband comes upstairs and he's like, I don't think I'll be able to jump. And his disappointment on the face was like to another level, because he loves adventure the same way I do. But yeah, very sad for him. He definitely should do that. And I think the next time my sister comes, he'll do it with her. So yeah. So eventually he said, I think I won't be able to jump. Would you be able to go with him? I said, are you sure you're not going? Because I know that you were super excited. And he was like, yeah, sure. I think the problem is not being resolved, so they need me. And it's their team. He wanted to do his work first. So I was like, okay, I'll go. At that time, it's like 6:30. We have to get out of the house by like 7 o'clock to reach there by 7:45 and for the 8 o'clock jump to happen. I'm like, okay. I asked my brother to get ready. We were out of the house at 7. Kids are just like getting up. I was like, okay, mommy's gonna go. I'm gonna come back by afternoon and it'll be all okay. Again, we don't know if the skydiving is gonna happen or not. All depends on the wind, right? So we went there. it was all stable. Like everything is stable, nothing is moving, wind is like top-notch quality, okay? We went there, we asked if I could like jump in the place of my husband because we already paid the entire thing. So they said we just need an email. He emailed them and I could jump. So this time we have to sign a waiver before jumping, right? That already scares anybody, I would say, but especially when you are a parent, it would scare you more. I remember my husband signing off the waiver and he was like, I'm scared. Now I'm really scared after reading all these things. I did not even read. I'm like, okay, fine. Nothing's gonna happen. Like I have like two babies here. My brother is like 10 years younger to me. And then I have my babies. I was like, I don't want to read anything. Let me just sign this thing off and just go do the jump. At this point of time, I see my brother. He's excited but nervous at the same time. And with me, I personally, if I have my loved one with me who is afraid, I get like 2 times the strength inside me. So at this point of time, my heart is not racing. I'm like super confident. I got this. I went inside. They show like a video saying you might die. That's why you're signing the waiver, this and that. Yeah, whatever. We know that. So I see how we have to jump. I see everything, like how we have to jump, how everything goes by and what you need to do, what posture, everything. Okay. After that, we get suited up. I get a trainer who doesn't talk. He did not talk the entire experience before flying. So I'm like, okay, he's suiting me up, not asking much. I'm like, he's cold. He's just like cold. He's not interacting with me. On the other hand, my brother's trainer is like joking around. He's making that mood light. You can like feel that. And it's so easy with him. I'm basically looking at my brother and his trainer and learning whatever his trainer is telling my brother to do. He's like, okay, you need to bend, you need to like put it like, you need to bend like a banana. Like, okay, cool. He's like making everything light, but I could like register everything. And he's like, you don't need to jump, everything's gonna be smooth, just try and enjoy, but you never know if you're gonna come back or not. And it's all joking, okay? And then we had like a videographer booked for us just because we wanted to record the experience, and I'll show you the video at the end of this whole thing for you to enjoy. But yeah, they like interviewed our experience, why are we doing it, and especially because it's our first time, how excited we were, how nervous we were. And again, at this point, I'm not nervous. I was pretty sure. I'm not scared of heights, so I definitely wanted to do that. For me, the excitement was like 10 times more. And I won't say I was nervous. I was not at all nervous. My heart was not racing at all. And my brother was like, you could see, like, he's acting to be strong, but he's like nervous laughing. So it was funny. Okay. So my trainer is like suited me up. We are ready to go. Our name gets called. We are ready to fly. Now we get inside. We have another. So we are like 3 flyers in the flight. We have 3 trainers who's gonna fly with us, like drop with us. And then we have 2 videographers for us, one for my brother and one for me. We go upstairs and my trainer asks, okay, are you nervous? I said, no, I'm not. He said, who's gonna jump first? Now I'm afraid for my brother. I basically cannot see him jump off the plane in front of me. I'll die. I'll just die. So I said, I'm gonna jump first. Me being the big sister, I'm gonna do that. And I think his trainer asked, like my brother's trainer asked him the same question, and he's like, I can do anything, and but I could see, the nervousness. And I was like, for me, I think what was running in my mind and that not made me nervous was just because my brother was there with me and I was super afraid for him. I just wanted everything to happen fine for him. So we go on the plane to like fly off in the air, and I jumped off from like 14,000 feet. They interview in the middle of the air, so about like 6,500 feet. They start interviewing, are you nervous? I'm not nervous, okay? I'm still not nervous. And then we're like on the top. I got this, I'm ready to jump. My trainer's like, so we're gonna jump first. You don't jump. I'm gonna take you with me. So just do not jump. You got everything. You just need to bend And that's the first time he's talking to me, okay? But my videographer was so cool. I mean, he was getting like the conversation going and making the atmosphere light for me. So I loved my videographer. His name was Gabe. If you're flying through like skydiving Atlanta, I would highly recommend Gabe as a videographer and Jojo as a trainer, who was my brother's trainer. That combo would be amazing. The shutter opened, and that's when I'm like, ugh, that is high. That was high. I was like, oh my God. That's the first time I felt that rush, the adrenaline rush. But he didn't even like give me. He said 1, 2, 3, go. And you're gonna drop with me. Just bend down like in a frog's position. Just scoot forward. And he's like tied myself so tightly, right? So it's like one person jumping, but two persons are jumping together. So he took me with him. The free fall was for 1 minute, and then 5 minutes in the parachute, and then landing. It's a total of 6 minutes. It flew by so quick. Like the free fall, obviously I could feel the free fall of like 1 minute because you're falling off. The view was outstanding. I loved it. Like I loved the view. It was amazing. Like I would do that again any day, I would say. I loved like flying in the air. It just felt like flying in the air. But at the back of my mind, it's like, okay, the parachute is gonna get open and you are like gonna hang on to it. The parachute went, and then in the air, my trainer's like, okay, so you need to lift your leg while landing. We're gonna like slide through the landing, and that's how we're gonna land. I was like, okay, so can you pull your feet up? I said, do you wanna see right now? He said, yes, grab your, what is that? Grip things on your feet and like lift your leg up. And I said, okay, let me show it to you. He said, okay. So I lifted my legs up. He said, perfect, you're fine. Let's just do it. And then we were in the parachute. We went inside the clouds. That was amazing. Like there were so many clouds. I'll pop a few pictures on the screen for you guys to see how beautiful it was. I could see the entire clouds like below me. And then he asked me, do you want to go inside the clouds? I said, yes. When we went inside the clouds, we did like 360 turns. And the cloud all cleared up from that area. It was amazing. Like I would highly recommend you guys to check that out. Like if you are not scared to do that, and if you're an adventurous person, I would say just give it a go. It's worth every single penny. I went there, we landed very nicely. I could see my brother flying. Like after I got into the parachute, I could see him like coming down. And after I landed, I could see him land too. That was absolutely beautiful. And now for you guys to see how the whole experience went, let me pop that video for you guys so that you can experience the adrenaline rush with me. And I hope you enjoy this video. So that was my first time skydiving. Let me know how I did it. Do you think that I was nervous? Because my brother was like, I don't even know how she did it. Like she was not nervous the entire experience, and I don't know how. I seriously, I also do not know how, but I was not nervous a bit. But I loved the entire experience, and I cannot wait for scuba diving to happen. I'm a person who doesn't know swimming, so I really want to learn swimming and then do scuba diving. but that is like my next bucket list in my whole life. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this story time with me. I love like getting you closer to my life. And if you did like this video, if you do like story times, if you do like makeup videos, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring the notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.